Welcome to Night at the Game Table. We're here at Grimdark Games San Antonio, where tonight my Craftworld Eldar are taking on David and his Astra Militarum. Who's going to win? Watch the episode and find out. And while you're watching, don't forget we're still giving away a start collecting box of your choice every month. To be entered into the draw, just share this video and then comment down below to let us know you have. You could pick a filthy Xenos army like the Tyranids, or a filthy Xenos army like the Drakari, or anything from 40k or Age of Sigmar. Our recent winner Chris Kinney took the Death Watch, and now David is going to talk you through his army for today.
Alright, so I didn't just bring Astra Militarum. I saved 85 points to squeeze in an assassin of my choice. I'm going with the Eversor. But aside from that, there's a Vostroyan Spearhead, which makes all the Leman Russ's objectives secured. That's a perk. And then there's a Catachan to, well, just be Catachan and give me command points mainly. So the main thing I did today was by taking the Vigilus formation for the Emperor Fist Tank Company, it gave me access to the flat damage 3 battle cannon, which I took on my tank commander, as well as a Forge World Styges Vanquisher. It's pretty nice that it gets rerolls to hit and +1 to hit as well if it stays still. And I did take another Forge World unit, and that was the Leman Russ Annihilator. I'll shoot 5 last cannons at a time from that tank. And finally, the last tank is a Wyvern. It's 46, rerolls to wounds, so that's pretty nice. And not really leading the army, but kind of the perk of the Catachan is I got to bring Marble. So let's see how he does, if he can actually kill something. And that's the whole point of the army, just shoot stuff and move forward with the guardsmen. If I can't screen out from all of his shining spears, he took a lot of them.
So, David told me he had not played against shining spears before, and I said, okay, I shall bring some. So today I've got myself an Alatiok battalion. I've got a Farseer who knows Doom and Fortune. Then there's a Spirit Seer that knows Quicken Restrain. They are currently in a Wave Serpent along with 10 Guardian Defenders. Then I've got 2 units of Rangers to make out my battalion, and then 2 units of 7 each Shining Spears with a Star Lance on the Exarch. Looking forward to getting in with some good old Elven Knight charging all the way across the board in the 41st millennium. Today we're playing the Eternal War mission Cut Off the Head from the 2018 chapter approved book. There is a cap point in the middle of the board, and we have 3 intelligence points divided between our characters. Dave split between his character tank and 2 other characters. I've got 2 points on my Farseer, 1 on my Spirit Seer. We're going to score points for keeping those alive. We're going to score points for holding the central cap point with those characters. And then there's also First Strike, Slay the Warlord, and Linebreaker as well. Because of the way this mission deploys, it's deploy entire armies at a time. So we deployed off-screen with myself deploying second, which means David will go first unless I can seize initiative on a 6.
Does it begin? No. So I'll be going first. At the conclusion of deployment, after he rolled to seize, I got to choose from my Warlord trait who my old grudge is against. And I chose the Shining Spears that I could see first turn. Why this matters is I'll get to reroll all fail to wound for guards units within 6 inches of that Warlord. Problem is, my Warlord's gonna be out in the open and he has plenty of snipers. All right, so Psychic Phase, which has to happen even though I don't have it. I'm done. That was quick. Shooting Phase. So what I'm going to do is I have to give orders at the beginning of the shooting phase. I'm going to order himself to move and advance. Total of 11 inches. I need to get within 6 inches of these tanks. Should be about right there. Yeah. But I got all the movement I need because that's just 9. I'm going to spend 1 command point so that he can still double fire his turret. And we are going to go ahead and shoot the Shining Spears. Okay. Lightning reflexes?
2 command points for lightning reflexes, so they're going to be -1 to be shot at.
Okay, so there'll be a total -2, right?
Total -2.
I will spend 1 command point for Vostroyan Firstborn Pride, which gives me +1 to hit.
Okay. Is that one unit?
It's only on this one unit, the tank.
Cool.
He's going to give himself the order as well to reroll ones to hit.
Okay.
All my shots will go at them. We'll start with the battle cannon. We have 2d6 shots. It's going to be 5, which is not a lot. How many guys do you have there?
7.
I will spend a command point to reroll that 2. All right, down to 4 command points. Does it get better? It did get better. I have a total of 8. All right, so hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s. Okay, I got 2 and no 1s. Tough 4, right? Strength 8. So I'm wounding on 2s. I'm rerolling a wound at least. Okay,
oh
we have
my
1
goodness.
wound. We don't need those. AP -2.
Okay, 4 up in Mullen versus shooting. They are good.
They're good. Okay, here's the plasma, or here, you know, let's go with the last cannon. Last cannon hitting on a 4. Hits. Wounding on a 2. Wounds.
4 up. Made it.
Okay.
The Grimdark dice.
Let's see. I know I'm going to be doing mortal wounds to myself, but I'm going to go ahead and overcharge. 1s or 2s will do the mortal wound. We are going to fire those at the same target, of course. So here's 2d3 shots. It's going to be 3 shots, 4 shots total. 2, 3, 4. No 2s. No 2s, but only 2 hits because the 3 won't cut it.
Wound on 2s?
Wounding on 2s because strength 8. 2 wounds.
Okay, 4 ups. Made 1, another goes through.
I got 1.
Damage?
Flat 2.
Flat 2. That is going to kill a Shining Spear.
We're going to have to carry on then. We'll shoot at the big tank over there.
What, the Wave Serpent?
Wave Serpent. So normally I hit on 4s. I move so I don't get that +1. And you are at -1 for LA talk?
Yep.
So I hit it on 5s. It's 1 shot, then shoot again, but just roll both of them. The 6 definitely hits. The 2 does not. Tough 7.
Tough 7.
Looking for a 3 to wound. No reroll, but I do get it.
Okay.
AP -3.
AP -3, so I'm looking for a 6 to save. Nope.
2d6, choose the highest. I'll choose the 4.
It's the 4. Okay, Serpent Shield reduces that to a 3.
Yes. And here's his last cannon. Last cannon takes a penalty for move and shoot, which I'm going to take a mortal wound on this tank. 2 mortal wounds, because I forgot I have another penalty for moving and shooting. So I'll add those now. He'll be at 10. Forgot about that. I did roll 2 3s.
Okay.
So back to that last cannon. Hitting on a 6. Missed. And plasma cannon is not overcharging. Hitting on 6s. 2d3 shots. 4 shots. 5 shots. Okay, good thing I didn't overcharge. All right, last cannons. Last cannons can't see the big tank. So we will just shoot at the very top squad of Rangers. You're at a
-2 to hit, so it's
-2. All right, so this last cannon can't hit because he moved. Top last cannon can hit. That's gonna be 4 shots. Hitting on 6s. I got 1 hit.
Okay. Wounds on 2.
1 wound, AP -3.
Okay, Rangers are in cover, so they're going to save this on a 6.
Nope.
That is a vaporized Ranger.
The Wyvern's gonna go, is gonna shoot at the same squad of Rangers. We have 4d6 shots, all the 6s. None of the 6s for 1, 2, plus 3, 5, total of 9. 8, 9. Maybe I get the 6s now. 6s to hit. 1 hit. It's a 3 to wound, 1 wound.
Save.
No AP, so.
Okay, so looking for a 3. Made it.
You're good to go. That will be my turn.
Move phase. My Rangers remain stationary. My Wave Serpent came up the center of the board. My Psyche is disembarked and are being surrounded by Shining Spears, being a little bit fearful of a incoming assassin attack. And the Shining Spears that are lost to model have moved up into these ruins here. I'm now going to try and manifest some psychic powers, and I'm going to start by trying to put Fortune onto these shining spears here. Fortune manifests on a 7. That is a 6, so it does not go off. Which of these is the character?
This is the character tank with the damage 3 gun.
Yep.
And the other characters are deep striking in.
I'm going to use the runes at the fast here to try and re-roll that Fortune attempt.
Oh.
We got an 8. So these shining spears have a 5 up, feel no pain. Okay, I'm now going to try and doom the company commander. Needs a 7. That goes off, so I get to re-roll failed wounds on the company commander. And finally, I'm going to attempt to quicken the group of shining spears on the left over here. This also needs a 7.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, 11, we're good. Okay. We get the second move on these spears. Shooting phase. And I'm going to start by firing this top squad of rangers into the company commander. They're going to hit on 3s. Strength 4.
Toughness 3.
Tough 3, so we're going to wound on 3s. Rerolling 2 fails. Okay, it's 4 saves on company commander.
5 up. We made 1. He's down to 1 wound.
I'm going to put the second squad of rangers all on the company commander as well. Oh, I'm glad I did, because only one of those hit. Eesh. I'm going to wound on a 3. That's a 4.
All right. More importantly, it's not a 6. So, looking for a 5 up. I might have to re-roll that one. Yeah, we'll re-roll that. Still looking for a 5 though. Got it.
Curses. Okay then. These shining spears are going to fire their shuriken cannons into the guard squad in front of them, and going to fire their lances into the tank behind.
Spend 1 command point for +1 to their save.
Okay, so spears hitting on 3s. And I'm wounding on 3s.
All right, we're looking for 4s. I'll take it.
Okay, and then lances on the tanks. The black die is the Exarch. So tank is T8?
T8, yes.
Okay, so white die are going to wound on 5s, black die on 4. That's 2 saves at -4.
2 saves -4. I have no save.
Okay, so that is 4 damage. Wave Serpent is going to fire twin shuriken cannons into this squad of guardsmen that already lost 4. So we're hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s.
Strength 6, right? So
Oh no, wounding on 2s. Yeah,
Yes.
wounding on 2s, sorry.
Don't cheat yourself.
Okay, that's 1 at -3 and 1 at 0.
So no save on the -3, of course, but the 0, looking for 4, I did get it because that stratagem is still in effect. I will have to get rid of this guy.
The spears are going to charge both squads of Katachans and the company commander.
As far as 12 inches, everyone should be in rapid fire. So we got a total of 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That becomes 26. So here's the frag grenades. It's going to be total 7 shots. Here's 15. 15 plus 3 more for the 33. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 for the company commander. The company commander wants it. They're all strength 3, that's why I'm just adding them together. Okay. So it puts me at 12 total. Looking for 5. All the 5s. We got, looks like 4 saves. Save is 0.
Okay, so I'm saving on 3s. I take 1 wound. Okay, spears charge. 9 inches. 6 attacks on the company commander, hitting on 3s. 1 of those is successful, wounding on a 2. Okay, save at -2 on the company commander.
We got a 5-up pinball.
Yep.
He's on his last wound. Does he live? I'm gonna go ahead and re-roll that.
Another command point? Okay.
Wrong one die. No, it didn't. So you have Slay the Warlord.
And then my remaining spears, including the Exarch, are going to be hitting the squad of Katachans they charged. That's 7 attacks, 5 hits when you're 2s, 3 saves at -4.
3 at -4. We're just going to pull away these 3 back here.
And then I'll consolidate.
We have a sergeant with 3 attacks, and then 2 Joes, also with attack each. hitting on 4s, and actually wounding on 4s. They got those muscles, they wounded twice.
2 3-up saves.
Nope, you're fine.
I'm okay.
So it's gonna put 4 guys into combat. So we got 3 for the sergeant, and then 3 Joes. They are hitting on 4s. Let's see if the muscles matter. Looking for 4s. We got 1 wound.
Saving on 3. Made it.
And finally, this tank will go. He hits on 6s. He doesn't hit at all. The other tank, looking for a 6 as well. We got 1 hit, strength 7, so I need a 3 to wound. It does wound.
3-up. Oh, I made it.
I do have a morale test to take. There's lost 7, so it's D6, whatever, that's not anymore. So, doesn't matter at this point. Hoping 1 and 2. That's the squad.
So at the end of my turn, I have successfully engaged 2 of David's tanks by being close to the melee, so they won't be able to shoot easily next turn. And I have scored 2 points, 1 for slaying his warlord and 1 for the first kill.
Okay, so the tanks that were in combat, they're locked, they had to move back. They're gonna pop smoke because they're not shooting right now as it is. But the perk of my movement is actually at the end, I got to drop in 2 characters. One of them is Marvel, and he can opt to shoot or he can opt to detonate his charge. But what I chose is I opted to move closer to reduce the length of the charges into those snipers. Is to start with the heavy bolter, hitting on 4s because I didn't move. 2 hits, and here's the 4d6 shots going into them. Still looking for 6s. Hitting on 6s. Let me get a 6. Not a 1. Okay. I'm saving it for the tank.
Okay, save it, tank.
Saving it for the tank. These guys are going to shoot. Everybody should be within 12. So that's 10 guys. It's going to be 18, 19 shots. At 4, I could even say it's a few rather than a couple. Wounding on 5s. All right, we got 3 wounds. AP 0.
First of all, we got 3 saves and 3-up. I make them all.
And he's going to shoot.
Okay.
All right, so instead of hitting on 4s because he's at his mid tier, but he got me at -1, so put me at 5s, but +1.
4s.
4s. So we'll say we got 2d6 shots. It's gonna be 7 shots. 8 shots. Can't count. Hitting on 4s. All right. We got 5 hits. Give me 2s to wound. -2.
Okay, so we're on a 4-up in Mom. Oh, and 3 go through.
Flat damage 3.
Flat damage 3. Okay, so the first model is going to need to make triple 5s on his Feel No Pain for Fortune. Does not. Second model, I'll strike them all together. Second model is going to need best 2 out of 3 5s. Nope.
Got
He's
another
dead. And third one's going to need best 2 out of 3 5s. No. 3 dead spears.
Here's the last cannon. Hitting on a 4. Last cannon, not hitting. Would have been great if I ordered myself 3 roll 1s. Plasma cannons. We're still going to overcharge because you're in front of me. And I'm almost dead anyways. So we got 2d3 shots for 2 shots. Hitting on 4s. Throw some different dice. We got 1 hit, but 1 mortal wound. Putting me down to 5. The hit, wounding on a 2. We do wound.
Okay, looking for a 4. No.
Flat 2 damage.
Flat 2 damage.
Just gotta make 1.
So Fortune, need a 5-up. No. It's not a dead spear.
Marvel's got a special gun called Ripper Pistol. Range is 12 inches. I'm gonna aim at the squat at the very top. So hitting on 2s regardless. Double 1. And I always wound on a 2 against infantry. So at least we got that one. AP nothing, just 1 damage.
Okay, so I've got a 3-up save for ranges and cover. We're good.
We're gonna go with the charge phase. Long charge is gonna be, say, a 10 to get within an inch. Like the Overwatch?
Okay. Overwatch, 3 hits.
2's to wound.
Yep, 2's to wound. 3 saves, AP 0.
3 5-ups. 3 go down. These 3 in the back. I don't like them. All right, looking for a 10. That's an 8. Marble's gonna go up into the second squad, the blue squad. All right, so looking for an 8-inch charge. Ah, did I waste my 8 on the card? Yes, I did.
Well,
Okay. All right, last charge. I'm probably gonna do this squad into this guy into that squad.
so this is the Collector's Assassin.
No, this is the
No.
Eversor.
This is the Eversor Assassin, very important.
So he goes re, and I think he gets in.
Yep.
Maybe it's 8, 9, 10.
10, yeah, 10's good.
They are down, and we'll start with this combat over here. He gets a bonus 2 attacks for charging, so it goes from 6 to 8.
Yep,
You are toughness 4. 8. What's your armor save?
3 up.
3 up. But you got an invuln, right?
Only when he's shooting.
All right. So we're gonna use the power sword.
Okay.
Hitting on 2s. Looks like they all hit. I'll take that. Wounding on 4s. We missed half, which is fine. I like average. 4 saves, AP minus 3.
AP minus
3.
3. Okay, so I need 6s. That's 1 6. 3 go through.
3 go through. So I kill 1 model,
What's the?
1 damage each.
Oh, it's only 1 damage each. Yeah, so 1 dead, 1 wounded.
Okay. So I'll get to make 1 additional attack.
Okay.
Hitting on a 2. I do hit.
Yep.
Wounding on a 4. I do wound.
Okay. Looking
AP
for
minus
6.
3.
No.
Okay, so I don't get a bonus attack from this.
But that is another spear dead. Okay, Shining Spears fighting back against the assassin, hitting on 3s. Okay, toughness?
Toughness is 4.
4, okay. So white dice wounding on 5s, black dice wounding on 4s. That's nothing, that is a wash. Okay, over here, Shining Spears, 4 died, leadership 8. Want to roll
5
low.
or 6.
And there's a 1. So we're good over there.
So end of my turn. Things could have gone better, but I'm pretty happy with what I did so far. Killing the 6 Shining Spears this turn kind of helps keep the tanks alive, and hopefully they'll push forward from that point on in the game. As it stands, I still don't have any points, and there's 2 ways to get points, so you might pull ahead of me in there, but killing stuff is always fun.
In my movement phase, my 2 remaining Shining Spears moved behind the cover of the wall of that ruin over there. My Wave Serpent has fallen back to threaten this assassin. My Guardian Defenders Disembarks moved towards Sly a little bit. My Psychers are in the middle of them, and my Shining Spears, which fell back from the assassin. And my Rangers are still good as they are standing still. I'm going to spend 2 command points for Feigned Retreat, so my Shining Spears that fell back can still charge this turn. And having fallen back from David's assassin, David has something that happens here.
So the assassin for the Eversor has Sentinel Array. If the unit falls back, immediately I get to shoot as if it was a shooting phase. I'm going to fire my pistol, provided he's within 12 inches. It looks like he is. Are you within 4 inches?
I'm not within 4.
Okay, so not throwing the melta bomb. Hitting on 2s. Missing twice. Not rerolling the wound, so it's just strength 4. Looking for 4s to wound. 2 wounds, AP minus 1.
Okay, 4 up either way. And I made them both. Okay, a psychic phase. I'm going to start with a smite from my Farseer. It's going to be on Sly Marbe.
For Sly.
That is an 11.
Okay.
Oof.
You can always roll a 1.
So let's roll d6 more. 5 mortal wounds on Sly.
Okay, so he just dies.
The great hero of the Imperium. I'm sorry, Sly.
Yep.
I'm going to put Fortune on this unit of Shining Spears.
You know, I just painted him last night too, right?
Which is good on 11. And the Spirit Seer is going to attempt to smite the assassin. Yeah, that's good on an 8. So D3 mortal wounds on the assassin. Takes 1.
Down to 5.
On the far side of the board, my Shining Spears are going to shoot at the uninjured tank that they can see. They're going to fire twin shuriken catapults.
-1 to hit. Pop smoke.
5 hits. T8.
T8.
So wounding on 6s. No good. And then the Exarch is
The shuriken, isn't that chain 6?
Huh? That was the shuriken. Shuriken catapults are 4.
Oh, okay.
Cannon 6. The Exarch misses with his lance, and the other spear misses with his lance. The Guardian Defenders are going to put their twin shuriken catapults into the assassin. 3s. Wounding on 4s. 6 at -3.
6 4-up invulns.
And 5 at 0.
All 4s? Not so much, but I think I still passed. Looks like we got 3, so we'll be down to 2 wounds.
Okay, cool. My snipers on the top row here are going to start firing at the squad of Catachan warriors that are most exposed. So looking for 3s to hit. 2 hits, wounding on 3s. That's a mortal wound and 2 saves.
All right, nothing I can do about the mortal wound. We're just going to lose 1 of the exposed ones, 2 saves, lose 2 more. No, I don't think I want to lose those. Let's lose these guys back here.
Other squad of snipers shooting into the same Catachans. 4 hits.
3 more armor saves? Okay. So just took them out.
Okay, charge phase. First of all, my Shining Spears here are going to charge this assassin. They need a 4 to be within an inch. Overwatch.
You need a 4 to be within an inch, so you're still outside 4. So I need to hit you on 6s. No 6s.
Okay, looking for 4. And that's good an 8. Yeah, I'm going to charge the uninjured tank then.
I will overcharge my Overwatch of the plasma. We have 2d3 shots for 3 shots. We're hitting on 6s. Of course, 1s will do mortal wounds to me because you're within 12.
Yep.
We hit 1/6, but we took a mortal wound. Do we wound on a 2+? We don't.
Oh my goodness.
So we're at 11.
You've had poor luck with those.
Stormbolter. We got 4 shots hitting on 6s. We hit once. Wounded on a 4. 1 wound.
3 up versus Stormbolter.
Takes
No, it takes a wound.
All right. Last cannon to the face. No.
No.
And then big cannon, it only shoots once because it's not the shooting phase.
Yep.
Doesn't hit either.
Doesn't have D6 shots or?
No.
Oh no, it's not bad.
It's just that's the big cannon.
Okay.
Vanquisher cannon. There we go.
Charge is good on a 7. Okay. Blue spears versus the assassin. 3s. Black dice wound on 2s. White dice wound on 3s.
Okay, so we have 7 4-up saves. Not a very good chance though. So it didn't go through. I mean, it did go through, so he's dead. However, Bile Meltdown. If this model is reduced to 0 wounds, roll a d6 for each enemy unit within 6 inches of the model before we remove it from the battlefield. On a 4+, the enemy unit suffers d3 mortal wounds.
Ooh. Okay, so roll for the Guardian Defenders.
Looking for a 4 or higher. 6.
Okay, they're going to take mortal wounds.
d3 for 2.
Roll for the Shining Spears.
Shining Spears. Come on, 4. No. The one I wanted.
And roll for the Wave Serpent.
Wave Serpent. 4+. Doesn't really matter too much for that one.
And then over on the far side of the board, we've got an Exarch and a spear hitting a tank. Quite poorly, in fact. 4 on the black die is 1 wound and -4 on the tank.
It goes through.
2 wounds.
So he's down to 9 wounds. So we still have to check morale on the guardsmen. We lost 6 guardsmen that turn, I believe. So from here on a 1, I'm fine. Watch me roll high though. Yes, the squad's gone.
Okay, so I managed to take out both of the deep striking characters this turn. It did hold me back from the objective, but also Dave is nowhere near it, so I'm comfortable with that. I forgot that you can't fly during a charge phase anymore, so my cunning hide behind a wall to shut down 2 tanks turned out to only shut down 1 tank and not save me the Overwatch I thought, but it's not the end of the world. I'm feeling okay about things. Let's see what David can do on his 3.
And in my movements, all I really did was fall back with the tank and advance the guardsmen. Guardsmen are more or less a lost cause at this point, but we're going to finish the psychic phase by doing nothing and then start the shooting phase. This time I will give myself the order at the beginning of the shooting phase. His order will be to reroll ones to hit. Starting with this one, shoot the plasma cannons into them, we will overcharge. -1 to hit, so 1s or 2s will do the mortal wounds. We'll shoot everything else at them as well.
Okay.
Well, we don't know if we're overcharging yet because I could kill you with the last cannons first. But here's the last cannons. We got 5 shots, hitting on 5s. Okay, he wants that. We got 4 hits.
Okay.
4 6s. Where were those dice earlier? Wounding you on 2s. 4 wounds, AP -3.
Okay, 4 from mounts. Made 3 of them.
Okay.
1 goes 3.
4 damage.
Okay, that's going to kill the
Not Sergeant.
kill the not Exarch.
Plasma cannons. Even better. We got 6 shots with that.
Okay.
But still 1s or 2s are going to do mortal wounds. Hitting on 5. We got 2 mortal wounds, 1 hit. Look for a 2+. Do you get that? AP -3.
Looking for 4 up. No.
No, there's no more guns on that guy. If I had just moved just a little bit, I could have seen them. But I'm going to just go ahead and shoot the, who's the worst ones right now? They do AP -3 on the 6, right?
Yeah.
So I don't want to hit you on 6s because that's a lot of work. So we're going to shoot into them,
Yep.
everything.
Okay.
Non-overcharged plasma cannons. 4 shots. 1 hit. -2, -1 for them. 5. 1 wound. Strength 7. AP -3.
-3. Okay, can't save, so that's a dead Guardian Defender.
Battle cannon. Lots of shots. Looks like 5 shots. So not lots, but one could hope. Hitting on 5. Yeah, still hitting on 5s because you're minus. But I hit 3 times. Looking for 2s to wound. 3 AP -2 saves.
Okay, can't save those. 3 more dead.
All right, and we got a 1 shot. Last cannon hitting on a 5. Does not hit. I'm thinking I'm gonna keep shooting at them. We're gonna shoot the Wyvern. 4d6 shots with the Wyvern. Nobody's in line of sight with this heavy bolter. So we have 11 plus 4 is 15 shots. Hitting them on 5s because you're -1. Looking for 3s to wound them. 6 wounds.
Okay, 6 5-ups on Guardian Defenders. I've made 2 but 4 die, so that is the end of the Guardians.
Because my character's still alive, he's down 5 wounds, but he actually has an intel point, so I'll gain that 1 point at the end. It's at the end of the battle round. Never mind. So, as it stands, in that case, I've killed Guardian Squad and 1 shiny spear.
In my movement phase, the Wave Serpent came up to the center of the board. The Shining Spears took cover in this ruin. The 2 Psychers are behind those units, and the Rangers are still sitting in the tower where they've been all game. Psychic phase, first thing I'm going to do is attempt to put Fortune onto the Shining Spears to give them a 5-up feel no pain. This needs a 7. And that's 7, so we're good. I'm then going to attempt to doom the character tank on 5 wounds at the far side of the board. This also needs a 7. That's an 8, so also good. And finally, I will attempt to quicken the Shining Spears on a 7. That's 7. I'm going to fire the Wave Serpent's weapons into these guardsmen over here.
Daka Daka.
So first of all, shuriken cannons. 3 hits, wounding on 2s. It's 3 saves, AP 0.
3, 5 up. Made 2. So we're gonna lose this guy at the end.
Yep. Shuriken catapult. These only wound on a 3. 2 more saves.
We got 2 5 ups. Nope.
Over here, I'm going to put the Shining Spears lances into the tank, and I'm going to put their shuriken catapults into the guardsmen over here. So let's try and finish off these guardsmen. Strength 4, so wounding on 3s. That's 3 up minus 3.
So that's going to kill us all but 1.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 others.
4, 5, 6. That kills him by a lot.
Okay, and lances into the tank. That's a lot of hits. 4s on the black die, 5s on the white. No wounds. I'm going to put the snipers into the character tank. I'll just fire them all at once. So looking for 3s. Wounding on 6s, rerolling fails from Doom.
We got 2 mortals right now.
So far, hang on. Yep, 2 mortals.
And the regular save too, because that's going to do damage as well.
Yeah, and
so 2
2
saves.
armor saves.
2 3 ups. Failed those, so he's actually down to 1 wound.
She's down to 1 wound. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to use a special ability of my Wave Serpent, Serpent Shield Discharge.
Okay.
On a 2-up, it discharges its shield into the nearest visible enemy unit, which it does for 2 mortal wounds.
So does it explode is the question. That's actually failing the snipers. That's kind of annoying. It does not explode.
Onto the charge phase, and these Shining Spears are going to charge this Lehman Russ over here. They are needing they need a 7 to connect.
All right, so we're gonna overcharge the plasma cannons. We have 2d3 shots. 2, 3? No, 3. Yes. Hitting on 6s. We got 2 hits. Wounding on 2s. 2 wounds.
4 up inbounds. Made 1.
2 damage.
2 damage is going to kill one of the spears.
Okay.
Yeah, I really want to make a 7 on this charge.
I wasn't done.
Oh,
But what'd you get?
I got a 10.
So you're in there. But here's the heavy bolter. Heavy, not so storm bolter. So we got 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. 2 wounds.
3 ups. Made them both.
Last cannon hitting on a 6.
Yep.
Hits. Wounding on a 2. Wounding.
4 up.
Yep, you're good. So we got the big cannon, the Vanquisher, hitting on a 6.
4.
No. And then you're in.
All right, so charge is good on a 10. Shining Spear is going to hit on 3s. So Exarch wounds on 4s, other guys wound on 5s. That's 1, 2, 3 wounds at -4.
No save for that, so we got 3 wounds.
So 6 damage.
Down to 3. He didn't kill it.
Okay, you'll fight back.
He'll fight back. He has 1 attack on his bottom tier. Hitting on a 6. Hits. Straight 7. Wounding on a 3. Does not wound.
I'm going to end my turn there. I'm going to score 2 points for transmission. Sorry, 3 points for transmissions from my remaining characters.
So you actually killed the last of my characters.
Yep.
There's no way I can score anymore. I didn't concede earlier because I figured you'd need Linebreaker, but I forgot he was there. So you have every possible point, and you'll keep getting every possible point.
And you cannot possibly score anymore.
No. It was nice that I had the objective secured, but it didn't matter in this mission. So, concede.
Okay, good game, David.
Pleasure. So from the very beginning, I think my mistake was just getting too close with my tanks. I kind of had to, just to get line of sight across the board with the terrain pieces that we had. That limited me to just those movements. to make that better, and I failed to do it, would have been to order my basic guys to move in advance further away, just to create that zone of eliminating his charge, so he couldn't have gotten into my tanks. So I failed there. It was a risk running my warlord into the open, which he did survive all the snipers, but he couldn't survive the following charge because I didn't block that charge with the guardsman. I was hoping between the rerolls to wound and reroll ones to hit that I would get through the first squad of, what do you call those, Shining Spears. That didn't happen. But overall, I feel pretty good because he ended the game with just 5 Shining Spears, 1 being on his last wound. And that one, if I did my shooting right, he probably would have been dead. So got that going for me. I got a lot of experience, and I can't wait to get to an actual tournament and be ready to face them. So it's good for me. However, once he killed all my characters, there's no chance to win. And maybe I should have taken the Vindicare, but he probably could have hit in his guys anyways, and I really like that Eversor.
So that went really well. Pretty much all my psychic tests went off. I do build my army to make sure I've got rerolls on pretty much all my psychers, which is really helpful. But the fact that I never failed a critical quicken was super helpful. Shining Spears with quicken are, Shining Spears are just a phenomenal unit that get amplified so much by any buff you put on them. Quicken lets them cover a table like this in a single turn. You see I got a turn 1 charge off, which was just really good. David's tightly clustered tanks allowed me to tie up multiples in combat, so he had to fall back and couldn't shoot, which is unfortunate for him. The snipers were great. I actually turned up with a bunch of Dark Reapers and a bunch of Shining Spears. I'm like, hey David, what do you want to play against? He's like, oh, I haven't played against Shining Spears. And I realized I've had a small Reaper squad in my past couple of games on the channel. No Spears yet. So in they came and off they went. They are ridiculous. I felt David got a little unlucky with his turn 1 shooting. Managed to roll an awful lot of 1s at various points. And I think this would have been a lot closer had that not happened. But nice game, well played, enjoyed it, and catch you next time. Well, there you have it. Eldar superiority have crushed those filthy Monkeh humans and driven them into the ground where they belong. If you want to connect with the team, come see us in our Facebook chat group, Game Talk for Gamers. We'd love to hear what you'd like to see in future games, what you'd like to see on the channel, or just come chat with me, Adam, Eve, the rest of us. We're all in there. And we'll catch you next time on Nights at the Game Table.
Next week on Nights at the Game Table, Tau versus Space Wolves.